Okay. Module 2, Lesson 5. Are they building a list? Now, when I say they, who do you think I'm referring to? Your competitors, of course. Now, with this lesson, we're going to find marketers who are building a list in your chosen niche market. Now, they always say that the money's in the list, which is true in every sense of the word. So if your competitors are building a list on a niche that you chose, there's this big probability that your niche will do good in the long run. Now, the fact that your competitors are investing emotional and psychological trust by sending carefully crafted emails to their list, which happens to be your chosen niche, just goes to show that there is money to be made. Now, how do you check if your competition is building a list? Okay, so we're going to go ahead to good old Google again and type this in the search box. Now, I have a specific formula, and the formula is site colon the email service provider plus your niche. So you can basically type any niche that you're in and expect to return results. Now, personally, I use getresponse.com a lot. Now, since most of the time I'm able to get through their mails using the formula above. Now, for aweber.com, you might want to try site.archive.aweber.com in case you don't get any search results. Now, let me show you. Going back to the previous example, which is digital photography, I can just type in site www.getresponse.com plus digital photography. Now, you'll notice that there's going to be a lot of search results, and this just confirms my research earlier that digital photography can be a profitable niche. Now, try and choose one of these results. Now, most of the time, if you use the GetResponse formula, you'd be able to see the emails that people in your niche sends out to their subscribers. Now, this may not always be the case, especially if you go to aweber.com, but even if you're not able to access the mail itself, you'll be directed to their blog instead, wherein you can easily sign yourself up. Now, here's an example of a mail or a newsletter someone in the digital photography niche. Now, take note of the links on this email, which directs you to something that he's selling. Now, also notice that if you used getresponse.com, on the top right of the screen, there's an option for you to subscribe to the email list yourself. Now, for Aweber, this option might be on the lower left side. Now, the really cool part about this is that you get to steal, well, ethically steal your competition's email. You now literally will have a vast swipe file to use when sending out your own emails. Now, of course, I'm not trying to tell you to copy it word for word, but at least you have something to model from. Now, what's important are these three things. Now, you know for a fact that people are building a list in your niche. Now, this is rather important to know since a list in a niche basically guarantees that it is a thriving market. Second, you get to swipe email copies for your own personal use. Now, this can cost you a lot of money if you're outsourcing it and saves you a lot of time if you're the one writing your email follow-ups. Lastly, you can study other marketers in your niche by subscribing to their email list. So you can basically reverse engineer their process and adopt things that you think will help your business. Now, this tidbit alone justifies the price for this course. Now, did you know that it can cost you $5 and above to have a writer write per email copy? And you're now basically getting it for absolutely free. Now, I really hope you take advantage of this one and study the way they send their emails and how they monetize their list. Don't be bogged down if your niche doesn't build a list. Now, this is more like an icing on the cake, if I may say. Just because there are no search results doesn't mean there's no competition, and it also doesn't mean that your competitors are not building a list. They might just be using a different email service provider, not GetResponse and not Aweber. Now, as long as you meet the other criteria from our previous lessons, then most probably you're going to find one. Now, if not, move on. That's it for this lesson. Now, on the next lesson, I'm going to discuss what to do if you still can't find the niche that's right for you.